see it. And this is Saturday, the 14th of December, and this is my yoga practice. Starting off quickly, I start with a quick 4-fold. Just a short one, just enough to get any kinks or pops out of the neck and spine. Looks like things are pretty open today. So that's that. Alright, first pose is downward facing dog. And hold this for 3 minutes. Hands about as wide as the shoulders. Feet about as wide as the hips. And relax. Breathe through the nose. Get the back and the arms in kind of a straight position. So bend the knees in order to get the back and the arms into a good spot. Then after you find that, then slowly start to straighten the knees and relax the ankles to stretch out the calves and the Achilles. So actually, yeah, feeling a little bit of a stretch on the Achilles, so that's kind of cool. A little bit more stretch on the right calf than the left calf. That's interesting. And relax. Another minute, 40 seconds. Hey, got a viewer. All right. Just relax and breathe. Get the back straight. Rotate the pelvis. Take it with the legs. Still get that more stretch on the right Achilles. Relax, straighten the back again. Turn the shoulders to get the back side of the elbow towards the earth. Stretch. Press the knuckles of the hand into the earth. Maybe go side to side. Move the articulation on the spine. That changed things. There we go. I'm feeling quite the stretch on the bottom side of the shoulders. The oval part of the shoulders for another 20 seconds or so. Breathe through the nose. Equal parts inhale and exhale. Straighten the back, rotate the pelvis. Try to straighten the knees. And that's it. So on the tippy toes. Pop the wrists. And hey, got another viewer. All right, and a fan. Good stuff. All right, next up is upward facing dog. So get the hands ready. Hands towards the feet. A little bit further back. All right, and then from that, legs back. Stretch. So the low back is limiting right now. The low back is saying, no, you can't stretch anymore. So you're going to wait for the low back to slide into place. The vertebrae, the discs, wait for all that to get in the right spot. And the nerves just say, okay, yeah, low back's in the right spot. So now it seems like the low back's in the right spot. So I can enhance the stretch, lift the chin up, the head back. So got a fair amount of sensation on the forearms close to the wrists. There we go. Reach back. And relax. Continue breathing. Feel the sensation in the body. So the more you feel it, the more you'll grow. And relax. For another 50 seconds. Feel the breath slide in and out of the body. Equal parts inhale and exhale. And you might pulse the back muscles to see what that feels like. So you can feel in more space. Maybe twist a little from side to side with the fingers pointed towards the toes. That really kind of locks the elbows and the arms into the spot where they're at, so it's not so easy to twist from side to side. Whereas if you point the fingers away from the toes, it's much easier to twist from side to side. But when you point the fingers away from the toes, you don't get as much sensation on the forearms. Alright, so slowly get out of that. Back towards hero's pose. Oh yeah, look at that. Cramp in the foot. And dexterity loss in the hands. Hey, hey. Alright, so next up, we just did the upper facing dog to set up an enhanced back bend. So that enhanced back bend is wheel pose. Get the hands in the right spot, kind of close to the ears, up onto the head first as a starter, and then press up. And hey, there's a wheel pose. And I feel a stretch, a significant stretch on my abdomen and the upper thigh close to where the pelvis is. And then also on the front of the shoulders. There we go. Wiggle the toes, flex the toes. Move the fingers a little bit. Move the neck around. Because the back is pretty much locked into place. And feel that nice stretch. And then I lift up the feet, which kind of stabs the heel into the earth, which helps to prevent the feet from sliding. Because you got more pressure on a smaller surface area. And the arms are starting to give out. And keep going for the minute 20 seconds, which I probably won't make. And that's it for the arms. Let's finish off the last minute with camel pose. So, I have to keep my knees about shoulder width apart, grab the heels, and then use the glutes to pull the hips forward. Let the head hang back if you can. And I feel a nice stretch on the pectoral muscles and the shoulder, that part of the shoulder. And relax. Feel the stretch. A lot of sensation in the low back. Breathe through the nose if you can. Along with a lot of sensation on the shoulder. And that's that. Go back to hero's pose. Let the spine resettle. About to do a forward fold. So that's exactly what's next. So after doing all this, posterior flex, folding backwards with the spine. Now we're going to do some anterior flex, folding forward. Find some space in the neck. Let the body slowly go forward. Yep. Another 2.5 minutes or so. The heels, ankles, balls of the feet together. And then what I would like to do today is get the hands together, straighten the elbows a little bit, and start to reach that forward. And relax, because this gives me a really good stretch on the shoulders again. Different part of the shoulders. So I feel the bottom part of the shoulder next to the rib cage. That's where the stretch, that's where I'm feeling that. And it actually takes quite a bit of forearm effort to keep the palms together. While I stretch out the shoulder. And the upper body. So relaxing the upper body. Keeping the legs straight. Straighten the knees. Feel the ankles press each other. And the wrists are getting tired. Let's swap sides. Because whichever hand, so my right hand has more effort than my left hand to keep the hands together. Because my left hand, my left pointer finger doesn't have anything to really grab onto. Whereas my right hand, pointer finger, middle finger, are right on the back of the hand, just inside the knuckles on the left hand. Look at that. I can feel those back bends getting deeper. Just the weight of the arms folding forward. So that's pretty cool. I feel a noticeable difference as to when I started. For another 10 seconds. But can the forearms keep up? A lot of effort on the hands. Oh, there we go. So relax those hands gently. Hands to the back. Wow. Well, that's cool. That's really cool. That's awesome. So a nice stretch right here. That's where I'm feeling as I come out. Feeling sensation there. Alright. Now the fun, freaky stuff. So, hip opener. And right leg first. So, for my hip opener, I like to get the foot behind the head the way you start off doing that. As you start standing, sitting kind of straight, you might put the foot in towards the hip, towards kind of a half lotus. And you can start to bring the foot towards the chest, the shin towards the chest. You find that easily. Then you can start to lay back and do the same thing. Careful, muscles slide over the bone. So don't, as you move the knee, make sure you're not in an intense stretch. Because as the muscles slide over the bone, if you're inside of an intense stretch, that might not be good for the muscle. There we go. Feel all that. It's about 2 minutes. And, oh, yeah, look at that. Feeling pretty easy today. So, can I sustain it? That's the question, because I now feel a lot of sensation right on the hamstring. Doesn't feel like that muscle though, it feels like the nerves are kind of freaking out a little bit. But they're okay. Everything seems to be fine. And you find the right spot for the neck on the shin, or the shin on the neck, either way. And you can take your right hand, take it around your right leg. Because eventually, you get both feet behind the head, and you get both hands behind the back. I'm working my way up to that. Right now I'm working the legs individually. Right, for the next month, 6 months, a year, whatever. However long it takes till I get to a comfortable spot where I feel like trying to put both feet behind the head. Probably at the point where how I got the right leg just kind of behind the head today. If I can do that routinely for a few days in a row, and I can do that with both legs, then I'll start thinking about putting both legs behind the head. I think that's probably what my progression is. Because I still feel lots of intense stretch on this. Nice intense stretch on the thigh and hip on the right side. So it's a cool stretch. I like it. And can you see the foot? Not so much today. But that foot is behind the head. And that is it for that side. Very carefully, very slowly, kind of one piece at a time. Get the body back to where it needs to be. Because blood flow has to reestablish on the right leg. Because, yeah, who'd have thunk? Putting the foot behind the head constricts blood flow. Alright, so the other side. The warm up, the starter, right? So half lotus, so get that ankle into the thigh, try to get the heel all the way up to the hip. Hey, hey. And good stuff. Alright. So from here, next way to go, right? Just get the cradle the foot into the chest, cradle the shin into the chest, right? And you find that easily. After you find that easily, right? The next phase after that is to lay down and do the same thing, and be very careful about the thigh, right? The muscles right around here. Because they have to slide back and forth over the bone. And if you're in an intense stretch, and you're not used to the pose, as the muscle slides over, you're not used to that, it might not be good. Alright, and here there's always like one muscle that has to stretch out just a little bit. But this is feeling pretty loose today as well. So that is awesome. And then the left side doesn't like to get the knee onto the earth, whereas the right side, the knee likes to stay on the earth. Because this apparently puts more pressure onto the left side of the low back, that muscle. So like right where the left kidney is, that area, those muscles right there. The left side really kind of doesn't like that as much as the right side, for whatever reason. But it's doing well today. It's doing really good today. It's awesome. It's not usually this good. Usually takes a bit longer for that left leg to get behind the back. So that's that. Let's see. Can we see that foot? Oh, a little bit. Bits and pieces. Hey, there it is. Toes behind the head. Alright. And then I wrap the elbow, the right elbow, around the left foot to help keep the leg, to help keep the foot and the shin behind the head. Another 20 seconds. And now I'm starting to feel that stretch from that one little muscle on the left thigh. So relax, close the eyes, conscious awareness to the stretch. Easily and quickly, which does happen, especially with the left side. And there's something else that was cool about that. And I rotated on the left side onto the left kidney, so that's awesome. That doesn't usually happen either. All right, clear that guy out. Next up is the hamstring stretch. Whoa. Yes, I do have bones in my body, right? And so hamstring stretch, right? That's the starter. Is just foot, hand, foot and thigh, stretch and stretch. That is Janu Sirsasana. But so right when I'm at 2:30, right when I hit that, right when I go to the stretch that I want. Legs are about 120 degrees apart, and reach over towards the right foot with the left hand. And slowly start to slide the right hand, the right arm, get the right shoulder towards the earth. The right side is a little bit easier than the left side usually. Plus I'm feeling good today. Body's really feeling good, so that's nice. And then after you get the shoulder and the head to the earth, you can slide the right hand underneath the left thigh. And once you do that, straighten the elbow and then twist the arm so that the eye of the right elbow, so that's the front side of the right elbow, moves towards the earth. So it locks that shoulder joint into place. So you really feel the right ball and socket joint on the right shoulder. And then the earth presses into the right thigh to intensify the stretch on the right thigh. And then as you get into the stretch, you can relax the left shoulder. So the left shoulder has a lot of support muscles that let you get into the stretch but don't relax. And then as you start to relax all the different muscles in the shoulder, then you start to feel more enhanced stretch. So this is my left shoulder getting stretched. My left side of the body is generally not as open as the right side, so I'm feeling more intensity on that left shoulder as compared to what I'll feel on the right side. And then I feel a nice stretch on the right thigh as well. And look at that, I can touch the back of my head to the, basically kind of the inside of my knee, just below the knee. Cool stuff. So I'm actually trying to straighten the back a little bit and rotate the back. And I can even get the left hand almost all the way around the right heel on the right foot. So that's kind of where I'm going on that. And I feel a nice stretch on the left side of the body, the left rib cage. Sounds like the timer's up. Yep. All right. There we go. So that's cool. I like that stretch a lot. And next side. Get the timer started. Hamstring stretch on this side. And we'll get the heel where it can be seen. So first, easy mode stretch for me, right after lots and lots of practice. As you take this down, you can feel the hamstring a little bit. That's how you get started, and you hold that, right, 3 minutes. I want more sensation, so I spread the legs to about 120 degrees, and I can already feel my low back, because my low back doesn't like this. The left side on the low back. It's always it's always slow. Especially because the back was just bent over to the right side. Now I'm trying to reach over to the left side. So it takes a lot longer to get into this on the left side than the right. So you gotta go slow for the spine to get into the right place. And relax. Let the hips open. Feel the sensation in the body. Let gravity do the work. And relax. Head goes to the earth. Look at that, got that. But man parts are in the way. Alright, gotta scoot the man parts. There we go. Get the left shoulder towards the earth, and then slide the left hand underneath the right thigh, straighten the left elbow, turn the left elbow towards the earth, the eye of the left elbow towards the earth. So you've got the front side, the bicep side of the left elbow turned towards the earth. Feel a big stretch on that left thigh, not so much of a stretch on the right shoulder, or at least as compared to the other side. So that's the interesting part on this stretch, is you're stretching the left leg and the right shoulder. And on my body, my left side is generally a little tighter than the right side. So I feel a little more tightness on the left leg as I did compared to the right leg on the other side. But my right shoulder is a little more open than my left shoulder. Which means I kind of should be able to get the right hand towards the heel. But the limiting factor is the left thigh. And there we go. Wiggle around a little bit. The time's already up because it takes longer to get into the side. But still an awesome stretch. Alright, so next up is straddle splits. Face towards the camera. And hey, look at that. The legs are kind of far apart, but I want them further apart. The way to do that, or a way to do that, is to fold forward. But I'm a guy, so when I fold forward, I gotta be careful. And I gotta get the man parts out of the way. And there we go. Okay, touch the toes. Oh, look at that. I can touch the toes. Very cool. And relax for a little bit. Let the shoulders go into the earth. So you got the abdomen, the chest, the pelvis all flat onto the earth. And then let's add in a right shoulder stretch. So I've been doing this wide splits pose for a very long time. And by that I mean at least a couple years, maybe around 5 years. Doing it more or less every day as I can remember. So the straddle splits pose works for me because I practiced it for so long. The other poses that I do in this practice I haven't always been doing every day. But in any case, so the wide splits for me is just kind of a maintenance pose. I do this not because I'm really gaining much flexibility in my legs, but to maintain the flexibility in my legs. However, the shoulder is something new that I've added. This stretch on the right shoulder, and I'm going to swap in about 15 seconds. This adds some more stretch, and so I can still feel there's a lot of room for growth in the shoulder stretch. And yeah, if you don't practice your stretches, then you'll start to lose your flexibility. It takes about a week. If you go longer than a week, that's when you start to lose your flexibility. It's easy to get back if you don't damage anything. But let's say you go to the gym, you lift some weights, and you get that delayed onset muscle soreness a day or two afterwards. If you do that, I have found that you then have to basically start from scratch because the body has to rebuild and you have to re-stretch yourself out. So, if you like doing deep stretches, recommendation is to not overtax yourself with the weights. Do some weights, yeah, sure, great. But you don't want to feel any delayed soreness. The delayed onset muscle soreness. And that is that. All right. Last pose of the practice coming up. Careful coming up. Handstand practice. All right, so fun stuff. We'll start with the legs wide. Fingers spread wide, right? And middle fingers make, what, about a 70-degree angle, looks like? Something like that. Not quite 90, right? That'd be 90. So 70, 65, 70 degrees, something like that. Hands relatively close to the thighs so that I can balance onto the hands. And press up into a starter pose. There we go. Kind of a little push-up. And then from here, it's just so easy if you practice enough. But we'll see what I can do today. Different days are always different. So, get ready and transfer the weight into the hands and then lift the hips up. Weight into the hands. Lots of weight in the fingers and the heel on the hand. I have the tiniest of cramps in my right hip. My right glute, actually. But that's okay. Balance. Stay on the hands. Keep the fingers active. So I'm really pressing the fingers into the floor so I can feel that. And relax. Oh, keep it, come on. Hold it. There we go. Look at that, I kept it. Oh, that's that. Alright, well, that was lots of fun. So that's my practice. That was today. I should be back 8 a.m. tomorrow morning and most days. If you really want to get some more, I've also got this will get over to YouTube. And yeah, spoiler alert, all the videos are very similar. You can see a little bit of progression if you like watch them all, but yeah, I like to keep the same practice day in, day out so I can get good at stuff, and then I'll slowly start to tweak and add a little more to the practice. And when I say slowly, I mean like as weeks and months go by. So again, thanks everyone for watching, and I hope each of you enjoy the rest of your day.